Have you ever opened your mailbox to find a notice that gives you just 72 hours to comply or face fines? Or been told that a simple accessibility ramp for a loved one is an unauthorized structure? In this episode of HOA Horror Stories, I'm sharing real situations homeowners faced and exactly how they pushed back, stayed calm, used the rules to their advantage, and won fair outcomes. If your HOA has ever felt intimidating, this will help you turn stress into a strategy. The wheelchair ramp they tried to remove. Meet Aisha. Her mother uses a wheelchair. To make daily life safer, Aisha installed a neat, sturdy ramp from the driveway to the front door. It had non-slip treads, handrails, and the slope met common safety guidance. It didn't block the sidewalk or create hazards. 3 weeks later, a letter arrived. Unauthorized modification. Remove within 10 days or face fines. It felt harsh and personal, but Aisha stayed calm and started with the rules. She read the CC&Rs and design guidelines. There was a section about exterior modifications needing approval, but there was also a vague clause allowing reasonable accommodations for health and safety. She drafted a respectful email. She asked the board to cite the exact clause that was being violated and requested an expedited, reasonable accommodation review. She attached a doctor's note, photos of the ramp's safety features, and a brief summary showing it didn't obstruct any pathways. She also requested a meeting in writing and invited the design committee to propose color or trim adjustments so the ramp would match the community palette. 2 neighbors provided short support statements. The ramp looked neat, caused no issues, and helped Aisha's mother access the home with dignity. Aisha also checked city building codes and noted that her ramp aligned with basic safety standards. At the meeting, the board's first concern was aesthetics. Aisha agreed aesthetics matter, but reminded them that accessibility isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. She was willing to paint the ramp to match the trim, add side skirting to conceal supports, and keep everything well maintained, but the function had to remain. The final decision approved the ramp with minor aesthetic tweaks. Coordinate the color, add side trim, and submit a quick photo after the changes. Fines were waived. Aisha's mother finally had reliable, independent access. Key takeaway? When accessibility is involved, ask for a reasonable accommodation. Document safety. Offer aesthetic adjustments that don't block the function. Keep every request and response in writing. The basketball hoop fine spree. Arjun kept a portable basketball hoop in his driveway. Kids played most evenings, usually between 6 and 8. Suddenly, he received a fine. Prohibited structure. The strange part? 3 other homes on the same street had hoops and no one else was fined. Arjun opened his CC&Rs. The language said that permanent structures require approval, but portable sports equipment can be used during certain hours and must be stored overnight. His hoop had wheels, no bolts, and he rolled it into the garage by 8:15 every evening. He took date-stamp photos showing the wheels and the lack of any permanent installation. He also took photos of other hoops on nearby properties, not to attack his neighbors, but to demonstrate potential selective enforcement. He emailed the board requesting the exact clause being cited, stated that his setup was portable, and asked for a hearing as allowed by the enforcement policy. The board responded that there had been complaints about noise and clutter. Arjun offered practical solutions. He would limit playtime to 6 to 7:30, add rubber base pads to reduce sound, store it nightly, and ensure it never blocked the sidewalk or views at intersections. But he emphasized fairness. If portable hoops are allowed, rules should not be enforced selectively. At the hearing, the board conceded the policy was vague. They issued an updated guideline. Portable hoops are allowed between 5 and 8, must be stored overnight, and may not block sidewalks or views at intersections. Argent's fines were waived. Key takeaway: know the difference between permanent and portable equipment and bring evidence. If you believe enforcement is selective, present it politely and factually. Offer reasonable limits to show you're solution-oriented. The native garden versus the perfect lawn. Nadia wanted to save water and support pollinators, so she replaced her thirsty turf with a native garden. Local plants, mulch, and drip irrigation. She designed it with thoughtful borders and plant groupings. A notice arrived: non-conforming landscaping. Replace with turf. Nadia returned to the rules. She found a clause that said drought tolerant or xerostep landscaping may be permitted with approval. So, she built a professional quality submission. She laid out an easy-to-read plan, defined stone borders, a plant list with both common and Latin names, projected heights, bloom seasons, mulch colors, and a maintenance schedule including pruning and weeding. She showed how the irrigation system conserved water and reduced runoff. She also checked local ordinances. In many places, laws support drought-tolerant landscaping and prevent HOAs from requiring wasteful practices. She pitched her plan to the design committee like a designer would. She explained how the yard would look neat in every season, thanks to defined edges and staggered plant heights. She highlighted benefits: lower water bills, a healthier ecosystem, and property value stability due to well-maintained curb appeal. The board granted a 3-month pilot approval. Nadia kept the borders crisp, stayed on top of weeding, and provided a mid-pilot update with photos. The final verdict: looks great. The community then created a template guideline for water-wise yards using her plan as an example. Key takeaway: reduce fear with clarity. Provide mock-ups, plant lists, borders, and a maintenance plan. Reference any local law that protects drought-tolerant landscaping. Present like a pro and follow through. If you've faced an HOA or association nightmare, share your story in the comments. I'd love to feature a few in the next episode. Please like, share, and subscribe for more real homeowner stories, templates, and how-to guides. In the next video, I'll share ready-to-use email templates, camera field-of-view diagram examples, and an evidence checklist you can download. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one.